Hey everybody, Brad McCullough here with Advanced Technology Services. Over the last few videos we've been talking about OEE modeling and how we use it to really understand the financial impact that asset performance and OEE has on your plants. Once you've gone through that and you've understood that you need to make a change and you need to do something different and that there's a great opportunity, what do you do next? Well, one of the tools that we use when we go into a plant and maybe we don't have all the details or we don't understand what the priorities are is what we call an opinion survey. I'm going to talk about this tool a little bit and the benefits of it and see if it'll help you. So, bear with me. So we start looking at the plant floor and we try to understand what are we going to do with our maintenance system or our asset performance program. Where do we start? One of the things that I've done in the past and been very successful is take what we call an opinion survey. And you'll see a copy of it here on the board and we'll talk about that in a second. But what we do is we really go and we talk with all the maintenance people, the ops people, or we can survey them, just give them the document and have them fill it in with some instructions. But we gather all this data, and this is really helpful if you're not 100% sure what you want to do and you're trying to get some opinion, some feedback to make sure that one, you're working on the right things and the right priorities in the right time, but two, that you also get buy-in, because people will feel like they're part of the solution versus something that's being done to them. And this is a really cool tool. And it brings a lot forward. So we've got a dozen components that are required or that are important to drive asset performance. I'm going to touch on them briefly, each one, and then we'll go from there. But one of the things that I want you to know about, I use a 1 to 5 rating scale, or a 0 to 5, if you will. A 0 is function doesn't exist. A 1 is the function exists, but it's in really bad shape, needs a lot of improvement. 2 is it needs improved a little bit. 3, it's okay. 4, it's the strength of your maintenance or your asset performance program. And 5, it's best in class. So you're going to get people's opinions on where these functions are and then you'll have to decide priority-wise where you start and what you work on. But it's great feedback. And the neat thing is, if you have absolutely no data at all, and you get all this feedback from different individuals that work out on the floor, maintenance, engineering, production, and so on, you'll start to see some themes in here, and that will be the data. When 5, 6, 7 people start to talk about the same problem in the same vein, you know that's pretty much factual. So let's just talk about each one of these a little bit. So we always talk about safety first. Safety is important. We look at the program and do we have lockout, tagout, confined space, hazardous waste, and fall protection. And you ask people on the floor, what do they think and where it is. So regardless, safety is one of the things that's really top priority, right? The second thing that we want to ask about is really leadership, maintenance leadership. And what we're talking about is a couple things. One, thought leadership. Are they bringing value to the team? Are they thinking about proactive maintenance, and do they have the skills and ability to help coach people through that? But also, what's more important is, are they creating an environment where people are coming to work and having fun, right? And attacking the problems of the day. So this is real important when you're making major changes. You need all those people energized, coming to work, having fun, and attacking the problems of the day. And leadership gets to set the culture and the tone of how that works. So very, very important. The third topic is technical skills. You can ask the people out there on the floor, do they have the skills to work with the technology today? The operations people are usually fairly critical and fairly honest about what they think there. You'll have to take that into consideration along with the maintenance team. And then if I'm interviewing and talking to them, I will ask a little bit more about where they're going, what do they need, what their needs are. So you'll get some feedback around that. That's very important. The technical training program, how do people feel about that? Can we beef it up? Do we have a budget? Are we implementing it? A lot of times, in tough times, we throttle back training and try to cut costs. So we have to be careful that we're building the workforce for the future and that we're addressing the technology for today and any new capital projects and things coming in from that need. Standard work processes, work order processes. Do you have a CMMS? Are you opening and closing work orders properly? Do we have good planning and scheduling and good communications? You know, how we check spare parts in, how we check spare parts out, those kinds of things. Quality of the PMs, preventive maintenance, are the PMs written well? You can even take this conversation further about, are we implementing them? What's our compliance? Are we getting them done the way we should? Predictive maintenance. You know, some failures are what we call hidden failures, and you have to use predictive technology to uncover the fact that something's starting to fail. So do we have a program? Do we know where to apply it? We'll talk more about reliability and preventive maintenance and predictive and how we apply that and planning and scheduling in another video. Right now we're just talking about communication and getting ready to go implement change on the floor and getting some feedback and some buy-in from the teams. Operator PMs. Are operators involved? So got a couple hundred people on the floor, you got 20 maintenance people. You want 20 people involved in making sure the assets work right, or you want 220? And everybody can have a role in this, and operations has to play a role in machine health. So very important function. Spare parts availability. You know, this is really, do we have the parts we need? Are we buying them for reliability purposes? Are we buying them on the cheap? Do we have them what we need? Are we kidding? Is the supply chain effort, the logistics effort built to maximize maintenance people's time, or the maintenance people spend a lot of time looking for parts, running around chasing parts? That technical skill we put on the floor, we want to maximize the utilization we can. So spare parts and availability is really important. The best maintenance team on the floor out there, if you don't give them the parts they need, they're not going to be. The next component is system and metrics. So, you know, if we're using a CMMS, are we collecting the data appropriately? Are we creating measurement to show our performance, machine availability, downtime, mean time between failure, mean time to repair, work orders waiting on parts? So spare parts is really, or system and metrics is really key. So let's see, do we have all this in place, and ask people for that. Continuous improvement program is next. Do we have a continuous improvement program? Is it formal? Does it have ownership, right? Are there processes to bring ideas forward and problems forward so that they get in a queue, that we manage them, that we're getting things done, and that we're driving continuous improvement to make things better? So every little bit, every day, moving this thing forward is key, right? So you need a formal process for that, and where do we stand on that? And lastly, the communications program. So do we report out monthly at least in front of the leadership team in the plant, the key metrics? How are we doing? Where are we doing? What are the problems? Are there actions, owners, and due dates laid out so we know how we're driving things forward? Everybody has a role in it. Everybody can have some action items and some due dates, right? So very important. Now these 12 components that we talk about, like we said, you can use them to foster communication. You can do surveys, interviews. Interviews are better if you have time, because you don't know where the conversation is going to go, and talking to your people on the floor will open up your eyes and share a lot of information about what you need to move things forward. And like I said, the buy-in to the people and the energy level is absolutely paramount to making major change and having fun coming to work every day. One of the things about this, I touched on it earlier, I just want to hit it one more time. If you'll notice here, everything has a rating of 3. So anytime anybody rates something less than a 3 or more than a 3, we ask for feedback why. So if you think things are okay, you can put a 3 in there. You don't have to add a lot of feedback to that. But anytime something needs improved, or you think something's really good, we want to know why. Let's talk about that and understand it. So certainly the things that need improved, what's missing, and what should we do there. And the things we're doing really well, why do you think we're doing well? And is there a lesson there that we can apply in other places? So I hope this tool will help you. It's been used. I've used it a lot in a lot of different areas over the years when I led maintenance teams and continuous improvement projects and helped people get better. So we're going to have more videos coming out. We'll get into more details. If you'd like a copy of this, send me a note. I'll be glad to send you a copy of the survey. It's not overly complicated. You could build it yourself. If you want help implementing it or you need some third party to take a look at your business, give me a yell. At B. McCulley at advancedtech.com, be glad to help, or one of the people I work with be glad to come and help you. So hope this helps. We'll be talking again, and have a great day. Appreciate it. Thank you.